Previously, on Junior Adventurers League. For 4 years, our junior adventurers have studied, trained, and prepared for this. They fought monsters. They solved riddles. They attended classes. They disarmed traps. They explored ruins. They did homework. They won glory. They cheated death. And one time, they got detention. Now, the time for preparation is over. The final exams are about to begin. Unbeknownst to our heroes, however, they're down a member due to a very bizarre accident. Now, more than simply the fate of their adventuring careers, hangs in the balance. The adventure begins on the 2nd of Green Growth, year 559 of Kairosha's 4th Age. This is episode 25, Testing 1, 2, 3. Welcome, everybody, to the Junior Adventurers League. This is a D&D 5th edition actual play campaign brought to you by the creators and cast of Experience Points. If for some reason you are listening to this first, instead of listening to the entire rest of the show, I'd recommend you go back and begin with our stream. But just in case you don't remember what this is, our heroes are students of the Gygaxian School of Future Adventurers, a fantasy boarding school that teaches young children everything they need to know about exploring dungeons and slaying dragons. Let's go around real quick. We're going to introduce all 3 of our players, give a very brief summary of you, your character, and then we'll jump right into the adventure. Who wants to go first?
Me. Kate does. Kate loves going first. My name is Kate, and I play Mac in XP webseries, and also directed it and edited it. I am playing Jrmi, a halfling bard who is 12. She has white hair, not naturally, but because of an accident. Oh God.
Oh no.
And yep.
We
She just looks like Merida, basically, but with white hair.
Yeah, great. And who is sitting next to Kate?
Hey guys, I'm Heather. I play Valqwyn. She is a half-drow fighter. She has super awesome armor. She's great at slow-motion fight scenes, and she basically carries a full arsenal on her at all times.
Hell yeah.
Perfect.
Hell yeah.
And last but not least, we have...
Hey everyone, I'm Cody Bushee. I play Greg in Season 1 of XP. And I am playing Theodûir of House Thomel in Junior Adventurers League. Everybody's favorite little sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
He's a high elf, and he's got a stick up his butt all the time. Yeah.
These are some really
Happy
good,
to be here.
OK Cupid profiles.
It really is, yeah. I was like, did we just go to,
I feel
Stick
like,
up his butt.
because it's just audio, I have to lean in and have my kind of soul.
This is like
Yeah.
pillow talk going on.
This is your talking head. Yeah, for sure.
I guess we all just need to seduce the mic.
For sure. Longtime fans of the Junior Adventurers League may notice that we are down one member. In case you didn't see our Patreon post that we posted recently, Kevin unfortunately had to depart the stream due to some scheduling conflicts. We parted very amicably. He's still a great dude. We wish him all the best. All right, let's get started. So, as I mentioned in the beginning, you guys have been preparing for the past couple of months for your final exams. We're starting at the beginning of spring. So you've just kind of finished your holiday break. I know Val wasn't here for that episode, but you guys had a very kind of traumatic midwinter where you went to the Shadowfell to rescue her from Professor Mothwing.
Yeah.
But it's a couple weeks past that, and now we are here back in the school, and you guys are preparing for your final exam. The adventure today begins in basically like a small little ready room that's in the dungeon, in the school, off to the side. It's kind of loaded down with all kinds of adventuring gear. The walls in this small room are lined with weapons and ropes and grapples and potions and all kinds of things. Just like almost like an armory, but not just with weapons, also just like adventuring equipment in general.
Yeah.
You guys know this is the big day. You've been summoned here. It's like early in the morning, and like a lot of other students and other professors are kind of out in the hallway outside this room getting ready to see you kind of depart on your exam. So you guys know that the final exam at the Gygaxian School of Future Adventurers is basically to undertake a mission in the lower levels of the dungeon of the that the school has been constructed inside of. You guys are usually sent to retrieve an artifact or to do a particular thing. You might have a couple of different tasks, and you guys have just been practicing, you know, dungeoneering and all these skills and making sure you're kind of polished on all of your powers and spells and abilities. One thing you would all know is that you have not actually seen Moss for about a week. He's been kind of MIA. He went home briefly for midwinter, and now has come. You know he came back, but you haven't really seen him. He's been kind of hard to track down. You guys are in this room. There's a couple of other people in here with you. You have Balmus, the Minotaur, who is
Yeah.
the sort of the hall, like the hall monitor sort of character, right? The disciplinarian. Big, huge, burly Minotaur, got a big ring of keys around his belt, which is made out of human skulls.
Right.
But you, recently, last time you encountered him, realized those are not real skulls. Balmus' story is that he kind of used to be in this dungeon as a monster when it was a dungeon. He was kind of converted by the professors to serve as a disciplinarian. And then you're also in here with Professor Barkwood, who probably just like enters right as the scene begins. And he is kind of, Professor Barkwood is the old, haggard Goliath druid. He kind of shambles into the room, and on a leash, he kind of tugs a creature into the room after him. And this big, shaggy, like maybe the size of a German shepherd, sort of beast comes stomping into the room, and you instantly recognize Moss as a badger.
Yeah.
He's got a little hat on, a little tiny hat, and he's black and white, and just kind of snarling and looking around like he's ready for a fight. So you guys are there, but Balmus will kind of like, once the professor is here, like, okay, great, here we are. We don't have a lot of time, junior adventurers. We got to get down to brass tacks. Final exam time. You have 2 objectives that I need the 3 of you to accomplish today. You guys will be heading down 1 floor onto the Hall of 12 Monsters. You'll be passing through the chimerical door, which is just down the hallway over here. And I need you to complete 2 objectives. You need to map 10 rooms of the Hall of 12 Monsters. We have our maps here, and we want you to go down, map those rooms, let us know what's in there, what kind of dangers there are, and we'll compare them against our notes. Secondly, you have a very important task. Professor Barkwood, maybe you want to explain? And the old Goliath druid will kind of trundle forward.
Well, here's the situation, my junior adventurers. Your companion, Moss, come here, Moss.
And he kind of tugs on the leash, and Moss will come over.
He was preparing for the final exams when, well, an accident occurred. He was attempting to digest certain herbs that would help him empower his wild shape, let him perform wild shape more times per day, but it appears as though he's become, how do you say, stuck.
No.
He does not seem to be able to revert back to his normal shape. We have tried many different spells and disenchantments on him, but as you can see, and like Moss is going over and he's like ripping on the curtains in the corner of the room, and Moss, come on, and he'll sort of tug him on the leash to bring him back over. There's a moment where he's like, oh, nope, spit that out, and he'll like open up Moss's mouth, like pull out some like grappling hook or something he'd been chewing on. But I believe that if you can find the right ingredients, we may be able to make a potion that can cure him. There are 3 ingredients that can be found in the Hall of 12 Monsters you need to acquire. You must find a Gorgon's horn.
You see the players right now. It's a visual medium, this podcast. They are currently writing down.
Yes,
Kate's
write it
being
down.
very responsible.
Yes. Jrmi's the
Jrmi, write that down,
genius one.
please.
My
I'll remember it
handwriting
off the top of
sucks.
my head because I am so...
It's like very illegible. Yeah, for sure.
Is someone talking right now?
Um,
I just saw weapons on the wall.
Yeah, I'm staring at all the beautiful accoutrements.
So the first one,
Yep, a Gorgon's horn.
a Gorgon's horn.
It's
Yep.
gonna dictate.
A roper's eye,
Obvious.
R-O-P-E-R, roper, and then it's eye, and a displacer paw.
A
So
displacer.
a Gorgon horn, a roper eye, and a displacer paw. We have reason to believe all 3 of these monsters can be found on this level of the dungeon. Of course, as always, use caution when you are down there. I'm going to send Moss with you, because he may be of some use.
Yeah.
He is a member of your company, after all. But, of course, make sure that he's fed 2 times a day, and this is his medicine, and you have to make sure that he takes that medicine. He, like, gives you, like, a list of instructions as to,
Applied to
like,
the
what
rectum,
to do with
right?
Moss.
Yeah, the suppositories.
Yeah, For
Theo,
sure.
this is your job. You get to babysit Moss.
Yeah, he basically will hold out the leash. Who takes it?
Nope.
He's too big for me to handle.
Is he too big for Theodûir to handle?
Yep.
He's taller than me.
He's your frenemy, Theo. Come on.
I'm too young to be married. This is too much.
Are we sure he wants to be cured?
He comes over and he just starts like humping your leg furiously with Theodûir.
You win. He picked you.
Yep. He loves you the most.
Yeah. He's rooting around in your pockets trying to see if you have any mints or anything like that. Yeah, he's... The minute that, like, Barkwood kind of relinquishes the leash, he goes over to
Could
you.
I cast mirror image and have one of my mirror images hold him?
Yeah, you can cast Mirror Image if you want to use one of your spells for today right now.
Just
Right
not have to
Right
actually
away.
hold him.
Just use that spell right away.
I'll just use my Fireball right now.
Yeah. Actually, I'll cast Fireball on him. We'll just do
Yeah,
that.
right.
Incapacitate him.
Oh, no.
Ridiculous.
Kill him.
Great, so once Professor Barkwood gives his little speech, he'll kind of turn it back over to Balmus. Now, obviously, this is a very dangerous situation that you're going into. He wouldn't want you to be there without any kind of adult supervision. But if we came down there, if you sent a professor with you, that would kind of nullify the whole point of the test. So I'm going to give you this. And he sticks out like basically a coiled up piece of rope. It's a couple feet long. It just looks like an especially short, like, coil of rope. You guys normally see them in like coils of like 60 feet or whatever, and he hands it out
Me.
to the group. Jrmi, you can grab it. Now, do you know what that is, Jrmi?
No. Ropes.
You can make an Arcana check if you'd like.
I don't want to, but I will.
You want to stay ignorant.
15.
15. Okay. Yeah, you can tell that it is enchanted. Definitely. You can roll as well, Theodûir, if you'd like.
Yes.
Yeah.
24.
Ooh, yes. So you know that it's magical. Jrmi, that's about all you know. Theodûir, you can tell that it is a particular spell known as a rope trick. That basically what this works is that when it's activated, it will create a tiny extra dimensional space that exists for an hour, and that the only people who can go into it are people who climb up this rope. So you can kind of make like a little safety pocket and stay in there for an hour's length of time.
Oh, cool.
It works once per day, and basically the way Balmus explains it is, if this gets activated, we will be notified. We'll know that you're in danger. We will send a team of professors down to fetch you. So in the case of an emergency, use the rope trick, hide in the extra dimensional space, and we will come and get you out. Understand?
Right, Professor.
Okay.
I'm sure we won't need that, though.
I have a hut.
I'm sure you won't. Now the only other thing to do is for you to equip yourselves. As you can see, the ready room has all kinds of gear and weapons and equipment, whatever you might need. Take as much as you can carry before you depart. This whole room is yours to avail yourselves of as you wish. When you are ready, meet us out in the hall. And he and the professor will kind of like bow and leave the room, leaving you there with Moss and all the equipment. So, what do you guys choose out of all the things that are here? What kind of equipment do you want to
What
get?
kind of things are dexterity based? I have a hand crossbow.
Okay. Yeah, so any light weapons would be considered dexterity, so things like daggers or short swords or whatever. There's like an array of every single kind of weapon in the monster manual, or in the player's handbook is there. So ranged weapons are almost always dexterity unless they're like particularly heavily thrown weapons. Otherwise, it's going to be things like knives and daggers and rapiers and things like that. Lighter blades. Otherwise, there's a lot of like mundane equipment, like ropes and grappling hooks and things like that. 10-foot poles, caltrops, you know, those kinds of... And basically, if you guys can think of something like, oh, I want this kind of a thing, it's probably there, right? You pitch to me what kind of equipment you want if it's something unusual, and we can make it happen.
We have an ever-burning
So-
torch.
I'd like another Khopesh to replace my scimitar. I want to dual-wield Khopesh
Okay.
instead.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, you also have Constance, don't forget, right? You have the...
I do have
long
Constance.
sword
I don't think
that
I
was
ever
given
got
to
the
you. Yeah.
stats on her.
You still don't have stats for that. Well, we will give you those stats.
Excellent.
This is what I've said 5 sessions in a row. Cool. We're going to say that for now, it is a +1 weapon. So when you wield it, you have a +1 on your attacks and on your damage. And we'll probably have some other cool feature that we will reveal
Awesome.
later.
Love it.
And
It's a D8 for damage?
D8 for damage is a
Beautiful.
longsword, yep. And it is also intelligent, if you remember. It's basically like kind of pushing you to do valiant things and to be selfless like a paladin.
Love it.
Great. So you want another Khopesh, though. You have 2 Khopeshes and you have Constance, right? There's all kinds of armor in here. There's all kinds of mundane equipment. Like, let me pop open the player's handbook and just look at what some of the options are for you guys. There's also a case of potions in the corner. Which you could go.
I mean, can we just take the case, or is it too heavy?
You couldn't take the case, but you could empty the case and take all those potions. There are 8 potions in there.
Oh.
You see that 5 of them are labeled as potions of healing. And then there's 3 of them you're not sure of. You could try to make Arcana checks to identify them if you want.
I will do that. I got a 24 again. That's pretty special.
Excellent. Yeah, you can don't know exactly what the potions are because they're a little bit specific. But one of them you think will greatly increase your strength. You think one of them will make you better at sneaking, and you think one of them is basically a potion that will make you. It has like a whiff of heroism about it. Like you think it will make you a better adventurer. So there's one that makes you stronger, one that makes you sneakier, and then one that makes you just a better adventurer in general.
Okay.
Yeah. But they're very powerful and they're very rare. Those 3 like mystery potions.
I mean, I'll take them all. Is it like?
take 'em.
Is it one? Is it 1 dose per potion, basically?
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
But they might last longer than just like a round or something, right?
Right.
Like they could
So
last up to an hour.
5 healing and then 3.
5 healing and then 3 mystery potions.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any other mundane equipment you guys want?
Are there any goggles that would give me dark vision?
Oh yeah.
Oh, interesting. Probably not. Not just like magical dark vision. No. Let's see. There are probably like some cool ass goggles though. I just don't think there would be anything that would like necessarily give you like a magical ability like that.
No, just like night vision goggles is what I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I'll say that there are a pair of goggles there. The look rad as hell, and they're like cool spelunker goggles, and they will give you advantage on perception in dark places, but it doesn't actually give you like dark vision. Does that make sense? Like, so you can't see in total darkness, but if it's like dim light, you're better at seeing.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Cool.
And I wouldn't mind.
But there's climbers kits, there's blankets, bed rolls, chalk, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I guess I'll take
Like,
some
way
chalk.
more things than you think you would need. Take some chalk. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, write all this stuff down. Whatever you have here is what you're going to have in the dungeon. So there's not going to be any like, oh, but I definitely brought this. Nope, you grab it now or you don't have it.
Okay.
Lanterns, you know what I mean?
Does anyone have like an ever-burning torch?
I have
Or, like,
light.
You have the spell light? Okay.
Uh-huh.
We'll be okay.
So,
And you grabbed all the health potions.
I'll grab
right?
some
Yeah.
ropes
Cool.
and rations.
Yeah, rations.
Yeah, you can get rations. Don't forget, you guys do each have an ever-burning torch in your bag, and you also have the sack lunch.
Yeah, the like
that
never-ending
constantly refreshes. You can get some packet. There's like 20 packages of like trail rations that are like jerky and like dried fruit and things like that. If you want that instead of the gross sack lunch.
Doing a new fasting diet, so he doesn't have to eat
No.
actually nearly as much.
Yeah, you just ingest vapors. Yeah, like aromas.
So, Timothy, one of the
Great.
things that I did take, and maybe I'm not allowed to take
Uh-huh.
this, but at 5th level I did take the Leomin's tiny hut.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you
Should
know.
we?
So yeah, you can have Liam's tiny hut. That's
Just so
fine.
you know, I just
It's-
love that one.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's a little tricky because it takes 10 minutes to cast.
Right.
So it's one of those things where you can do it as a good place to
Yeah,
camp.
it's not an
But
emergency.
the rope trick is like an emergency. Shit.
Yeah,
like, we
yeah,
gotta hide
no.
now. That's like an action.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
How
No,
much
Liam,
chalk
it's
is
great.
there?
I love that spell. There's probably about there's like a package of chalk. So
Nice.
you could take the whole box if you want and have like 10 pieces of
Yeah,
chalk.
I'll take the whole box.
Okay.
I love how interested you are in this
We
job.
can
Yeah,
all have a
so-
piece of chalk, I think.
I'm gonna take some of
Just
your
in case we
chalk
get split
pieces.
up. It could be useful.
Are there any fireworks?
Yeah.
Are there any
Or like
fireworks?
flares.
Yeah, or like noisemakers. Honestly.
There are
Yeah,
flares.
distraction.
There are definitely flares.
Awesome.
I wouldn't say that there are like fireworks in the traditional like recreational sense.
I just want
no.
something that could make a bunch of noise if I need.
If there
it.
were
Yeah.
fireworks in this room, Theodûir would have already blown them up.
You've got that itch.
Yeah.
He's just like, I have to.
As far as things that make noise, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think there's anything that like. There's like a bell, probably like a warning bell, like a ding 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 bell, but not like any grenades or anything like that. That would like be.
Damn it.
Is there
Come
any AR-15s? Or...
Well, you have your 9mm, right? You still have your pistol.
What about
Yeah.
traps?
Traps.
Like traps.
Oh, like a bear trap? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I would say there's 3 of them.
I got a hit. What about like a string with bells on it so we can tie like string around the camp with bells?
For like an extra
I think there are bells and there's string, so I think you could engineer that.
It's gonna make your stealth really hard though.
We all need bedrolls, yay?
Yes, definitely need bedrolls.
Because we'll be complaining about that later.
We can all camp in Lehman's tiny hut, but we'll definitely need bedrolls.
Should we grab a pillow for Moss?
No, he'll just destroy.
Yeah, what are you gonna bring
He
for
can be
Moss?
the guard dog outside the door.
Well, I feel
At
like
this point, like whenever, like 3 or 4 times, you're like, oh, we gotta get some of these. You'll turn around and Moss has already torn it off the wall and is like just ripping it apart. Right? Like, no, Moss, no, we need that.
Oh, those robes look so. No, Roll, no.
That's happened like 3 times. Yeah.
is there like
Bad boy.
a harness and then also like a muzzle?
Oh,
Like,
Is there mace?
there are manacles. I don't think there's like an animal muzzle. I
Alright.
feel like that's a little
Is
far.
there-
He's got a leash, but
Okay.
Is there
Does
a
he have a
bottle?
saddle?
no, it doesn't have
He's
a
not
saddle,
that
but
big.
there's like a horse saddle in here. So you could put it on him, but it would be like hilariously too big, right? Because it's like for
Is there
horse.
a bottle with water in it that we could spray in?
Like a spray
it just
bottle?
like keeps replenishing too.
Magical.
Yeah, an ever full spray
An
bottle.
ever-full spray
Yeah,
bottle.
no,
but really,
there's
is there
not.
like an ever full flask of water? In case
Yeah, are
like,
there multiples?
Yeah, there's probably one. There's like a canteen, an ever full canteen.
Perfect.
Yep.
Take it.
Yep.
So as you guys are doing all of this, and you're like looting, and like you kind of were like, I don't really know what I want, and you're like, oh wait, this and that, and then you're just going nuts, and now you're like loaded down. The door opens to the chamber, and you see Balmus like wheel something into the room, and you see that it is a skeleton, like a display skeleton on a hook, right?
Sure.
And and then he'll close the door again, and the display skeleton kind of hangs there for a second, and then animates. Junior adventurers! I don't know if you remember me.
Of course, Professor.
Well, this is very off the record, but I have a secret mission for you.
Can I do an intelligence check? I don't know who this person is.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Do it.
I got a 13.
Cool. So when you got detention, and those of you who are listening who did not listen to the Lost episode, you may not remember. Or actually, you won't know. But previously, the Junior Adventurers League got in detention. And they got in even worse trouble during their detention when they caused some time travel shenanigans. Thankfully, they managed to get out of those time travel shenanigans through the help of, time travel.
Yep.
But in the process, they made the acquaintance of a skeleton, sort of like an anatomy skeleton, that they talked to, realized was animated, and heavily implied that he was Gygax, the wizard who founded the school in the first place. That after he perished, he basically donated his body to the school to serve as an anatomy skeleton, and he's still animated, still has his soul about him.
Not really letting us move on from him fully.
Yeah, exactly. No, not really. But he mostly doesn't meddle in the affairs of the school, right? He's mostly inanimate, but every once in a while he'll kind of animate and say something. It's almost as though the ghost of Gygax will come into the skeleton and use that as his mouthpiece.
Pretty cool. I do remember this now.
So cool. So Gygax will kind of like as much as he can on his hook, lean conspiratorial and close to you. I know you already have 2 objectives, but there's a 3rd secret one I need you to do. And he kind of from nowhere produces a tiny little chest. It's maybe about half a foot long and about a quarter of a foot deep. Little wooden chest, and it's locked. Almost looks like where you would keep a diary or something like that. And he kind of extends it out towards the group. I need you to place this package inside the bloodstone chest. This is a very particular chest, which is on the level below the level where you're going. Now, I know Balmus told you not to stray from the Hall of 12 Monsters, but you're on official orders from me to break that directive. Go down a floor, find the bloodstone chest, and put this package inside of it.
You want us to make
You
a
understand?
delivery.
Yes. Do you have
Indeed.
a map of that floor that you could provide
Well,
us?
Where's the adventure in that? It's very, very, very important. I don't want you to tell anyone. And if whatever happens, do not open this box. Understand?
Sort of.
What if?
No matter what?
If Moss
Maybe a little
swallows
bit.
it
Oh well, in that case, here let's try. He kind of like holds it out to Moss, and Moss will come over and like and try to put his mouth around it. And can't quite do it. He'll chew it a little bit and then get kind of bored and wander.
Okay, cool. And
I don't
have
think
no
he can
questions.
swallow it. That's
So,
my only question.
Under no circumstances do we open.
No circumstance.
Not even
What if we hear a knocking coming out of
if
the
someone
box?
was holding a knife to Val's throat
Yes.
and they said, "Open the package."
You're trying to tell me, Theodûir of House Thomel, that you wouldn't have a solution to such a pedestrian problem as that, but submit to their will.
Of course.
Bushee.
Of course.
I thought you were supposed to be a junior adventurer,
We are the
Theodûir of
best
House
in our class, I'll
Thomel.
have you know, sir.
We only
Oh, I
had
do
2
know.
adventurers die.
We've only had.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
That's
He
right.
didn't die.
We've only
He's
had.
just a badger now.
Yeah. All right, fine. We won't open it.
I'll put it in my bag.
Excellent. Again, don't say a word to anyone. Understand?
Hey.
I guess.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah, go for it. So he like after he says that he tries to like spin around and he has to like he's on the hook. So he's like at Bombus, and then the door opens and Bombus comes to get him. How'd you do on your insight?
11.
Yeah, I mean you feel like he's giving you he's entrusting you with
Yeah,
this, right?
okay.
Like he's giving this to you. And that he didn't give it to anyone
I'm
else.
not gonna worry
And if
about
it
it,
was
yeah.
supposed to be on the record, he would have said something. Like he's trusting you, and I think you feel a need to like see it through,
Okay.
right, and prove your worth.
All right.
I totally give it a little
Cool.
shake before I put it in my bag.
Yeah, it doesn't make no noise.
Damn.
It's totally silent.
Totally silent.
Totally silent. Yep.
Peculiar.
Can I grab a rapier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. It's like maybe a little big for you because you're a halfling.
Basically Puss in
But,
Boots, though. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. Waving it around. Great. Anything else you guys want to get from the gear?
Is there
I'm
a
taking
suit
rope.
of
I'm just
armor
saying that.
anywhere?
Yeah, there's all kinds. There's like a non-magical set of every single kind of armor in the
well,
book.
that's lame.
Yeah. So if you wanted to.
I just don't know what might up my AC.
Yeah, it's tricky because you're pretty high dex, right?
Yeah, 14.
You have studded leather, right?
No, I have chainmail.
Oh, you have chainmail.
Yeah.
Oh, chainmail. Oh, I see. Yeah, so you could get splint or plate.
I'm going for that plate.
Cool.
I think
Yeah,
I
so it's
already
like
have
full heavy ass. What's your strength score? It's pretty high, right?
18.
Okay, cool. You have to have at least 15
Oh,
to
yeah.
wear it. So yeah,
Yeah.
you're good. Yeah.
So-
You have disadvantage on all stealth checks as well.
I already did with chainmail, so.
Yeah, just making sure you remember. Cool. Yeah. What does it look like? Describe this. I think it's like a little plane, but you can put some flourishes.
Oh
on it.
yeah, I'm gonna
What
spend
does it
some
look like?
nights in there. I'm feeling like kind of a darker charcoal metal. Maybe it's like been there a bit, but it's not rusty. It's just gotten kind of like a darker sheen to it. I feel like it has a school emblem on one shoulder.
Yeah, yeah. Is it like a helmet too, or like just the plates? Like what is it?
Ooh, yeah, definitely the helmet too. It's what's the school mascot? It's like is it a lion or an eagle?
The school has 4 animal mascots, or monster mascots. So it has the owl bear, it has the rust monster, the gelatinous cube, and the beholder, are the 4 heraldic animals.
Beautiful. The helmet definitely has like the feathering of the owl bear that it kind of comes down the nose.
Cool. With the beak, yeah, I'm into it. It's like an owlbear helm. Cool. Great. Last call. Anything else?
There was definitely a slow-mo scene of putting on all the new armor, the like
Oh, yeah.
super close shots of chung chung, chung chung, and then the spin with the helmet.
Meanwhile, I'm just like sniffing the jerky.
Yeah. Or you're just like trying to like stuff things in your bag. It's like not fitting, right? Like your pots and your pans and like Samwise with his sausages, like
Super uncool.
intercut with like Val in this like vaguely sexual like armor donning scene.
Yeah,
right?
Closes a
Little
locket
glint
with
on
what's
each
his face
glove.
in it.
Great. So if you guys are ready, you can depart out into the hallway. So it's that same hallway that you guys were in during the last episode. You can see far at one end is the chimerical door, which you remember is a large round door that has 3 carven heads on it, all next to each other. There's a dragon head and a lion head and a goat head. And you're probably about 20 feet from that, and then 20 feet in the other direction is like almost the entire rest of the school is kind of gathered. So when you step out, they're like, ah! It's like a big cheer. You can see all your professors and all your classmates, and everybody's like there to see you off. You can see Balmus and the skeleton on the hook, and Professor Barkwood are all there. Everybody's kind of gathered. What was that roll, Jrmi?
Oh no!
I was doing a stage fright roll.
Okay, how'd you do?
I got a nat 1.
Oh no! Well, you're a halfling. You're a halfling. Reroll it.
Right.
There you
Okay, I got a 7.
A 7.
Almost
Okay.
throw up.
So your reason, yeah,
You almost throw up.
you do like a, yeah. Everyone's cheering, right? Theodûir, give me a perception real quick.
Not good. 4.
You're not sure, but you kind of think somebody's like chanting Theodûir, Theodûir. It's not quite loud enough where it's like obvious no one else can hear it, but you're like listening for it, and you kind of think that sort of sounds like somebody chanting that.
Maybe Reg Smallford.
Yeah, it could definitely be Reg.
I have one fan out there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
But I imagine it's everyone though, probably.
Right, right, yeah.
They're all saying that.
Great.
I definitely
What do you guys
throw
do?
up both my arms as soon as I hear it and do the like super. I'm just like, yeah. That's
Meanwhile,
right.
Moss
Yeah.
is just
Like,
Yeah. I'm
making us so uncool looking.
Yeah, he probably can't
I mean, he
stop
looks
him.
kind of cool.
I don't know.
He's like, he can't stop humping you. Looks like everybody. They just can't stop.
Welcome to your pre-teen.
Well, I thought because he
Great.
was on me.
So,
He's
he's near
close.
you. I don't think he's constantly humping you.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I thought that was the bit. Sorry.
he was humping you previously. I'm sure he does it a lot, but I don't feel like it's like a perpetual.
It's every
He'll
10
never
minutes.
let you go.
Whenever he's in badger form, he has to hump the hell out of me.
He has
Has
to.
to.
Yeah. So Balmus will make like a sweeping gesture towards the doors, the chimerical door, and just kind of nod. Off you go.
Okay. I feel like it's a cool slow-mo
Alright.
scene of us all walking in a line, and then it's like
The three
shit's
of you
down,
walking.
just like, nah.
And then we get detention
He's
again.
in slow mo too, so it's like big gobbets of spit, like coming out of his mouth.
And then we get detention again for messing around with time.
Instantly, yeah, back in detention. Okay, so what are you guys gonna do? Gonna go approach this
Slow-mo
door?
walk towards that door, yep.
Great. So big stone door, 3 carven heads. Yeah. What's the
We
plan?
knew how to do this.
Yeah, we have to like stick our arm in and do something. I know we took
What are you
damage
describing?
last time. I thought we had keys
the
last
plan?
time, no?
Can I do an
wait.
intelligence?
You did.
Yeah.
We had what?
We had keys
Yeah, you can roll
last
intelligence
time.
to try to remember your previous encounter with it. It honestly would probably be good to recall it for the sake
Yeah.
of the people who didn't watch that episode.
Yeah.
So go for it.
Not I have
18.
18? Okay.
Or-
Yeah, so Jrmi, you remember it pretty well because you were very uncomfortable and very nervous at the idea of breaking the rules.
That's right.
So you remembered that there was again, these 3 heads, and that the mouths of all 3 of these heads are like slightly open, and they're kind of like jut out of the side of the door. You guys had Balmus's set of keys, and so you had tried to use the various keys on the various doors to try to open them. It was like a big ring, and there were a bunch of keys on that ring, so it was a matter of like which one fits with which one. You do not currently have keys, but you also remember that each one of those doors had something bad happen to you if you failed to open it properly. You recall fire in one of them, and you recall the ram knocking Moss like 20 feet back
Right.
when he failed. So there's some kind of consequence for failure in each one. I think the only one you didn't see was the lion. What happens if he failed that one? So great. What do you want to do?
I was just gonna shout back to Balmus. Say, Balmus, you mind?
He just kind of like crosses his arms. I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on, you know the jingle jingle, jingle jingle. Yeah, yeah.
I don't think that's part of the test.
Everything's part of the test, Balmus, baby.
Baby.
Yeah, give me a persuasion.
I'm gonna do that too. I'm pretty.
19.
19. Okay.
I tell you what. You can get one of the 3, but you'll receive a demerit on your test for it.
Okay, wait. Let's
think about
relay
this one.
I don't get
Let's
the
wait
merits.
first.
Don't forget, there is like the whole school watching you as well. Like every single thing you do.
Slow-mo
that part.
cheering
Yeah.
in the back.
Cool.
Just like
Can
it'll
I
jump up and down.
Just go up to the door and try and like persuade it open.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
like
go
how
for
often
it.
we try this.
It's
It's
pretty
pretty.
you. Oh, 14.
What do you say to the
I'm
door?
gonna say it real quiet. Because I don't want the walls to hear what I do.
How quiet?
So I'm just gonna walk up to him.
Hey, just like do me a favor and open real quick, will you? Just
We gotta show off.
We don't wanna like break our way through. Can you just open so that this is like easier for all of us?
the door is unconvinced.
Okay, but no one knows what I did, so I just.
I'm gonna roll perception
Damn
for
it!
the crowd. Like they see you walk over and like lean close to the door. Okay, the crowd rolled a natural 1. There's like some hubbub back and forth as like, did they ask for a key? Right? Like, what do you guys want to do?
See anything else on the door aside from the 3 heads?
It's just kind of like a swirling design that makes the 3 heads kind of come together towards there. Otherwise, it's like a big round door set into the stone. You could make a perception to look around, but otherwise, I would say investigation probably because it's like,
Do it.
yeah.
I got 17.
You know that when you put the keys in, you can kind of tell that there's like servo motors that make the like heads sink back in to the locks. You know that when it opens, it rolls to the side rather than swinging outward.
Right.
You know, like some of the mechanical features of the door, but beyond opening or picking those locks, you're not sure.
Can I do some sort of check to see if maybe I've asked Odo about this and if he's told me anything?
Ooh, yeah.
Odo? Yeah, sure. Go for it. Give me an intelligence.
Wait. Damn it. 3.
No. You don't think he's told you
Never
about
mentioned.
I'm a dumb.
I want to try to go deceive the ram's head.
it. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Go ahead and make me a deception check. How are you going to do this?
Well, I got a 7.
God.
Cool.
No one likes us at this school.
I was just gonna go be like, we already have the key, so you may as well just open. Like, I don't even have to, try and open you. You should
There's
just
like a
go back to
pause.
the wall.
And then you hear like a heavy sigh from the audience. Like, yeah, no. It does. The ram does not respond to this bluff.
Can I do a perception check on the lion to see if...
Yeah, sure.
But you were gonna say on the school to see if they're still watching.
Did they leave already?
Is anyone
They're all
still cheering?
over it.
Do they hate us?
We're just like knocking on the door for like
Is
20
there
minutes.
any...
So embarrassing.
I guess I'm looking for like writing or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. Anything on
Yeah.
the door. On the lion door. I got a 12 perception.
You don't see any writing or anything like that. I mean, you can see that the lion mouth is open, and then by sticking your hand into the mouth, that's where the lock is, right? Like where you put the key in.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's just like jutting like a foot away from the door. It's like carving as though it's like snarling, right? The lips are kind of curled up.
Can I do a history check on the lion, the ram, and the dragon?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe there's like
Maybe.
a verbal.
Okay, well I crit.
key.
I don't know if this
No!
on my history.
Cool.
It just opens.
Well, you remember this is the chimerical door, and you
Right.
know that on the other side of this door is a chimera, and that the chimera has 3 heads. It has the head of the dragon, the lion, and the ram, right? And that you know with your 20 history check that you've even heard of the Hall of 12 Monsters, which is the like level below you guys. And it's basically devoted to the notion of these like incredible beasts that live in the world, in the magical world. So there's an area that you know that's about a manticore down there, and there's an area that's and the chimera is one of them. The manticore, the chimera, various other ones. Whoever built this place kind of worshipped their ability to specifically kill adventurers. And so it's you think the chimera at being the guardian means it's probably the most powerful of the monsters that are placed down there. As for how that would help you open this door, you're not 100% sure. It doesn't present any other option than besides unlocking the door. Yeah.
Is there a staircase nearby? Like.
There's the side.
It's just like, we look to the right.
There's like
God,
an exit light above that one, right? Like, yeah.
When
you could pick it is the option, right?
We could pick it.
Yeah.
When we were here before, it was literally sticking our hand in with the key.
Because we didn't know which key worked.
So, and you
But we
needed
don't have
the
the
key.
set of keys,
And we don't
yeah.
have
Maybe
the
we can
keys.
try and like pickpocket those off of him, but
Yeah, you could pick the lock is the option.
I don't have any stealth, so it's got to be somebody else.
I mean, I'll.
It's just
It's
dexterity
sleight of
based.
No, I was saying
unless-
trying to get them from ball all of this.
Oh, trying to
Yeah.
pickpocket his keys. Okay,
So-
Even
sure.
though he's in front of the whole crowd.
No, I'd rather just try and dexterity my way into picking a lock.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
So I will try.
Did anyone grab thieves' tools from the room?
No. I thought you had some. I don't
None of us
remember.
are rogues. We're
Well,
not
no, I don't
thinking
Oh, yeah,
about
none of
that.
us are
No,
rogues.
that was
rogues.
the thing that I had
Yeah.
before. So
No, I didn't grab
Um,
any of that.
cool.
It would have helped.
You could
though.
try it with something else if you have some other kind of small implement you could use, but
Screw it. I'm gonna go in and goodness. I'm gonna go up to that ram's head again and I'm gonna try a shocking grasp on it. 'cause
hey, so
why
listen,
not?
we started off on the wrong foot, you and I. Right, like-
Let me just see how this goes.
yeah, you place your hand on the like cold metal of the ram's
Yep.
head and pulse it with full of electricity. The electricity crackles across the head, but it does not seem to do anything.
Damn.
Somebody coughs from the audience.
All right.
They've like gone silent. Hey, I'm
It's
trying
silent.
It's
something over here,
completely.
guys. What are you
They've been
doing?
silent for a couple of minutes now. Yeah, it's just dead silence. You hear someone like shuffling their feet or every once in a while. Yeah.
All right.
Well, we have moss on like a leash and collar kind of thing, and I'm sure we can use that collar thing as some sort of.
Let's
pin.
just stick moss on the door,
Let's
and in
do
2
it.
days he'll bite his way through.
Jam him into the mouth of one of the things.
He'll just scratch the locks off. Anyone? Any got any guys' ideas? Yeah? No?
Can I use one of my hand crossbows arrows
Like a bolt?
to
Sure.
pick the lock, sort of?
Yeah.
To help.
Yeah. There you go. Give me a dexterity check. Which one are you going to try? The dragon, the lion, or the ram?
We don't know what the lion does.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
I feel like it
Just bite your head off.
hurts no matter what. I'll
we
try
don't
the
know.
ram. I guess.
Okay. Cool.
You stand behind me in case it bucks me, and you
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, give me a
Dexterity?
dexterity, please.
Mod 20.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, so you take the little arrowhead and you kind of stick it into the hole. It's like a little bit crooked because the ram's head is down. So you kind of mess with it, and then you can... You think you snap something or twist something. At first you think, oh no, I broke it. And then the ram's head starts to like retreat back into the wall. You have to like pull your hand out, and it... And there's like a woo from the
One person.
assembled crowd.
It
Yeah.
wasn't texting.
Woo!
Our one
Like a scattered applause. Like, I guess they did it. Took them a while to get one. Yeah. Great. The ram is locked in. What's next?
I guess we try the dragon.
Yeah, I can try it again.
Who's got the best dex?
She definitely. You have really good decks too, actually, but I think hers is better. Do I need to like
You got
hoist her up
+4?
to get to the other head?
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Plus it's
They're
one
like
of the things
slightly
that turns.
higher each. Yeah.
So I hoist you up. Are
Cool.
we doing dragon or lion?
Let's do dragon.
Let's do dragon.
Cool. Give me another dex, please.
Ooh.
26.
Easy. This one's a lot easier because you don't have to like twist your arm in a weird way. So you can, and then the dragon will fade back into the door as well.
Yeah.
There's a louder cheer. Woo! Jrmi! Somebody calls from the audience. Yeah.
It's Odo.
My crush is out there!
Somebody's like, I sit behind her in chemistry. Right. It's like really like
Potions. Come on.
I hear you.
potions. Excuse me, potions. All right, who's next?
Lion. All right, cool. I hoist you to my
Sure.
other shoulder.
Cool. Boop boop.
Mod 20 again.
Woo.
Oh yeah, great. So similarly, with no difficulties, you go into the lion's mouth, and it locks back.
Yeah.
The door sort of like sets that way and then rolls to the side. And everyone goes nuts, right? Like, Jrmi,
Yeah.
Jrmi,
Poster
Jrmi, and they're
super
chanting
high,
and
just like
freaking
Lion
out.
King status.
Yeah.
You know?
Moss,
Sort of cool, sort of not.
Moss bolts forward into the room, just into the next room. Do you want to try to grab his leash before he gets in there?
Yeah, I'll grab it.
Give me a dexterity save, please.
Oh, boy. No.
I don't know. I didn't try that hard. I got a 7.
Okay, so you kind of like, put your foot down, and he goes off into the darkness and kind of disappears.
Oh, no.
Oh,
So half-hearted.
no.
Why is he with us?
Great. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
I guess we continue
We have to,
forward.
Moss ran in.
All right. Let's.
Wow, Jrmi. We must go. The cheers are... Don't worry about the cheers.
She did such a good job. Jrmi.
Literally not even focused.
No, your moment is over.
Oh my god.
It doesn't matter that they're cheering your name. Who cares? Stop hogging all the spotlight, Jrmi.
Did you hear earlier when they were cheering my name?
No.
I don't think they were ever doing that. I didn't hear that.
Alright.
I heard it.
Let's go in, I guess.
Yeah, okay. If you guys step into the room, you hear people like, good luck, get out there, right? Kick some ass. People are shouting from the hallway. And then the door like rolls back. And that's the last that you see of the Gygaxian School of Future
Forever.
Adventurers. You were in darkness, utter darkness, when the door closes. You can hear beyond, there's like some kind of a hallway, and you think it opens into a larger chamber. Because you can hear Moss as he goes down the hall. And start kind of sniffing, sniff, and then you hear something else make a noise. And then another noise was like, and then from inside the chamber. What do you guys want to do?
I'm gonna try.
Well, Theo and I can see.
Oh, you guys have dark vision?
Yeah, it's only Jrmi. that
Oh,
does
cool.
it.
So yeah, you can see straight ahead the long corridor. Moss goes bounding down it, and then there's a big hulk of a beast, like asleep, in the center of the room. And as Moss comes up, it kind of starts like headbutting it. You see that the chimera lifts up one head, and then another head, and another head. And yes, it is the same chimera that you encountered a couple years ago. Dragon head, lion head, and then goat head. And Jrmi, you see light the first time when you see flame inside the mouth of the chimera of the dragon.
Good.
Let's roll initiative.
18.
17.
Cool.
17.
Ooh. So I think Val's gonna go first. Jrmi has the better dex.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. So it's gonna be Val first. The chamber is dark, but you have dark vision. You are 30 feet away from the chimera and Moss, who's like just kind of going at this chimera. What would you like to do? You're 30 feet away.
30 feet, you said.
30 feet.
30
Well, that's
feet,
my
huh?
speed. Interesting. You know what? Screw it. I summon Constance and one of my Kobeshes, and I just, as I run straight for him, I
Yeah,
got
cool.
both of them just zing.
Yeah, like it looks
And-
super badass because the only light is coming from the dragon's mouth, so it's like all black with like
Yes.
red accents as you're going running down the hall. Yeah, totally.
Love it.
Cool.
So I will dual weapon attack. Moss is like kind of scratching at
He's
one
like,
side
yeah,
of it,
on
right?
his turn he's gonna attack it, but he's basically moved up to it and is like, I'll fight you, right? This like enormous
Love it.
monster. Yeah.
I'm gonna go towards the lion's head then
Okay, cool. Yeah.
and try my attacks.
Do it.
First one with Constance is 24.
Oh yeah.
Then with my Kopesh is 15.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I'm gonna attack with Constance again.
Cool.
It's 11. I don't think that'll hit.
11 will not. So that's 3 attacks then. You're good.
Beautiful. Okay, so first damage was 8.
Cool.
Second damage was 12.
12.
Oh, and I don't even need to read the third.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Awesome. So the lion head is just so kind of snarling at this badger, not really paying attention to you, and you come barreling in, hit twice, and it kind of, so you hit it like, and then it kind of rears back, like, "Nope, stop hitting me, what are you doing? Okay, great. That's Val. And then we're on to the chimera. It can make 3 attacks, so it will try to do a claw attack against you, Val. I put a crit right on the first roll.
Damn
Beautiful.
it! I'm such good AC, too.
I know, it's a shame. It's only 8 damage.
Okay.
He'll just slash you with, basically like stomps on you like a cat with a mouse, right? Just flattens you to the ground.
Yeah.
And then it will like rear back its head and then try to ram Moss with its ram head. A crit Moss too. Good lord.
God,
This is
what?
not a good way to start this. Okay, yeah, it's pretty bad damage to Moss.
So he's dead.
No.
Well, then we only have 2 objectives. That's helpful.
Yeah, right. They just gotta map 10 rooms. Yeah. So Moss gets just pounded into the ground by this thing. Just boom, and then the dragon head will kind of rear up, and it will just breathe fire down the hall towards the 2 of you. So I need dexterity saves from Theo and from Jrmi.
13.
13?
15.
15. Okay, yes, you guys both succeed. You'll take half damage, but it's not too much. You guys each take 10 fire damage as it licks across you. And then it will kind of, as it's move, like get up onto its feet and open its wings. When it does that, you see that there's like a trench around the room, kind of on the wall, and that like lights up with flames. So now the room is illuminated. Great. Cool. And now we are on to Jrmi. It is your turn, Jrmi.
Jrmi.
I want to do Cloud of Daggers.
Daggers on her? Okay.
I want a daggers on her.
Okay.
Kid.
So you throw your one dagger, but it doesn't actually leave your hand, right? Like a spectral dagger. So do you want it on where it is, or do you want it like somewhere where you think it's going to move to?
I'm going to keep it on where it is.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good. All right. Do you want to move, Jrmi, or do a bonus action?
Yeah, I kind of want to try and duck away to behind. I don't know if there's anything I can like duck behind.
So the room is empty, but it's basically like a 15-foot hallway, and then like a big 30-foot wide circle of a room, and the chimera is in the middle of it. So you could like get out of the way of the hallway, but there's no cover in the room really at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just dart to the side, I
Okay.
guess, and then give you bardic inspiration,
Cool.
which is a D8 now because I'm so
Shit. Theo, it's your turn. Sorry, bud.
Okay, I want to do a perception check.
Great. What are you
on the
looking
room.
for? Okay.
I want to see how we get out of here. How we can get past this.
Go for it.
And that one.
Okay. You are pretty badly burnt, so I feel like you're a little more concerned with the fact that you're just scorched as hell right now.
Okay.
That's your bonus action. You can still move and take an action if you want.
I'll move. Did Moss go down? Is he like unconscious?
He's still up, but he took a good chunk. He's bloodied. He took a big hit. Yeah.
That crit was crazy.
It's 2 crits. It's pretty not a great way to start this fight for you guys. No.
I'm going to. I guess I'll move. Yeah, I'll just kind of spread out. Like I want us all to be.
Do you want to go to the
as far away
opposite
as
side
possible.
of Jrmi?
Yeah. So that big
you have to
AoE.
kind of
I
pick
don't
a
wanna,
target.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna use my action to do another perception check. Actually.
Okay. Yeah.
To just
go for it.
I want to see how we get out. If we can,
Yep.
I just want to figure out this room.
Cool.
It's better. 18.
Great, yeah. So part of it is looking at the room and seeing there are no other exits that are demonstrable. You remember the last time you were in here, you did an Arcana check, and there's basically like the floor in the center of the room is darker. It's kind of made from a darker stone. There is a magical link between that chimera and that circle of stone. Once the chimera dies, that thing descends like an elevator.
Oh, right.
So the chimera has to be slain for the elevator to operate. You have to kill it. Yeah.
That's a shame. They're such cool creatures.
Yeah.
Even though it's
Alas.
attacking us, they're real cool.
They are very cool.
Okay.
Great. That is your turn.
So
we're on to Moss. Go ahead.
The elevator's in the center. Sorry, right?
Elevator's in the center, and the chimera is standing on top of it. Yeah. Like that's where it was sleeping, and now it's up. All right. Moss gets up and just in a fury just goes at this chimera, claws and teeth. It's a hit with the bite and a miss with the claws.
Nice.
So he does do some damage. He basically just like sinks his fangs into the one of the chimera's paws, and like a weasel, he's just like latched there, and the chimera's like, get off of me. Moss is just like horribly ripping into him. Cool. Back up at the top with Val.
Woo! I'm gonna do the same. Wait, am I
Cool.
grappled? Do I need to spend any time to get up?
No, he just kind of swatted you. Like,
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're fine.
Awesome.
Bonk.
Doing that same weapon attack.
Cool. You have
first-
Bardic Inspiration too. Don't forget if you want to
I
use it.
do. First one's 17
Yep.
with
that'll do it.
Constance. Yeah. Second one's 19.
Oh yeah.
And a nat 20 with a third.
Oh,
Ah.
great. That's awesome.
All right,
So,
so
roll that
first
damage
hit's
twice,
an
yeah.
8.
Got it.
Second one's a 6. Crit is 17. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Ooh, 31 damage.
Woo!
Brutality. What does that look like?
Yeah. Oh, wait, I was going for the lion's head again. Did I do some good damage to that head?
I mean, yeah, describe it. You don't like cut it off or anything, but you deal like a lot of damage to it. What does this look like?
I
Like
think
it's-
first slash kind of goes right down toward like nape of its neck. Gets
Yeah.
a nice deep gouge right there. Second one comes up, kind of goes across its face.
Cool.
And then the third one goes across the mouth. and gets
Yeah,
a
so it's
little
like
slice
boom,
across the
boom,
mouth.
boom. Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
staggered back and forth, through thrashing it around. That's awesome. Cool. The Chimera starts its turn in the Field of Daggers. How much damage does it take?
44!
Woo!
Oof. 4d4. I was like, it
Yeah.
takes 44
That's what I
damage.
thought, too.
Yes,
I was like,
Garrett.
God damn.
44.
Just 9.
I mean, hey, that's not nothing. It is bloodied.
Yes! I did that! Me alone!
Yeah.
The chimera opens up its wings
No.
and just
no.
beats the ground and takes off into the air. So it is now out of the cloud of daggers, kind of hovering up in the air above you guys. It cannot do any of its other attacks, though, while it is in... Oh, it can still do the claws while it's in the air, because the claws can reach. I'm going to see if its fire breath recharges. It does.
Ooh.
So it can still get both Moss and Val in the fire breath, so it's just going to point the breath down and shoot. I need a dex save, Val. I'll roll one for Moss. Oh,
18.
No.
you succeed. Moss gets a natural 1.
No.
God, he's just getting brutalized. It's exactly the same damage, so 10 fire damage to you.
Got it.
Moss goes down in an inferno of flame and is unconscious. Just goes down. Chimera will just hover there and kind of roar with its 3 heads, and that is its turn. Okay, Jrmi, it is your turn.
Well, I'd like to move up to Moss.
Okay, cool.
If I can. And cast Cure Wounds.
Great. That's like smoke coming off of him as he's lying there.
So let's see.
He's gonna get back up and start humping you.
He is 12.
Great, yeah, he gets 12 hit points back. He wakes up and he just like starts licking your face like happily like a puppy. Right?
Aww.
It's very cute. Great, that's your move and your was that healing cure wounds you cast, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. So I don't know if you have a bonus action, but if not, we are on to Theodûir.
Cool. I'm gonna cast Fireball.
Blaster. What's your DC now? It should be a little higher than it was last level, right?
It's 14 is the number.
It makes it, so it only takes half damage from this.
Okay.
But
And
still,
it's-
that's a lot. Yeah.
How many D8 is it? Sorry, I should know this.
8d6.
8d6. Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
It's brutal.
Great. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
So 29
Yeah,
after that.
I'll do the math, yeah. Okay,
Okay.
cool. Great. What does your spell look like? We've never seen you cast Fireball before.
Yeah, I guess. I think like the orb is floating in front of him, and there's a little fire, like a little flame that just ignites in the orb, and then he like blows, and it's
Sure.
just like
Yeah.
I like that it's like quiet and like really gentle at first.
Because it is just devastating, yeah.
yeah.
It hits the Chimera, and the Chimera is like being blasted back by it, just scorched all up and down. It is very badly hurt now. It still has like a decent amount of hit points, but from where it started to where it is now, at like halfway through round 2, yeah, it's not looking good for the Chimera. Great. Moss is conscious. He cannot quite reach it, but he's going to try to jump and like bite the Chimera. So he'll make a athletics check. He gets a 3. So he just kind of jumps and goes, and then back down to the ground. He cannot seem to get onto the Chimera. Okay, cool. We're up at the top with Val. You're kind of in a similar predicament because it's flying like about 10 feet above you. But if you could make a good athletics, you could conceivably jump up. Or you could cast a spell or something.
I'm gonna attack twice with my longbow.
Okay, oh yeah, that's true.
Yep.
It's just like this super smooth motion of you changing weapons. Like somehow when the camera cuts back to you, just have your bow. There's no explanation as to where your other weapons went. Yeah.
Right. First attack's a 19.
Yep.
Second's 15.
15. Okay, cool. They will both hit.
Sweet. First damage is 4. Second
Cool.
is 8.
2 shots. Right into the belly of the Chimera. It is not pleased. It roars in anger, and it is going to basically swoop down on top of you. So we'll come down with claws on you first, Val. A nat 1. So it comes down and like stumbles, right, like all burned, and like hits the ground. I'm gonna say that it throws a bite Theodûir's way because it like tumbles and lands, so it's like capable of like reaching out with its lion mouth and bite you.
Good luck.
I think so. Yeah, like 25.
Yeah, just made it.
Just made it. You take 10 piercing damage as the lion mouth closes around you.
10.
And then it will go at Moss with its claws, which is a hit. Moss will take 8 points and go back down to 4. He gets slashed with the horns. Yeah, it's
So
in there.
I
Okay,
can't-
cool.
I can't heal you guys at all in any of these encounters because I'm just gonna have to like heal Moss the entire time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Don't
Did he go
die.
down again? Okay, yeah.
You're on
Well,
the
I mean,
ball.
yeah, he got crit and then failed a fire breath. Like, he got
Yeah,
really
he's
bumped
good,
down
yeah.
in hit points. He's just been on the
Yeah.
bottom. Okay, cool. That's the Chimera, but it's also prone, like, sprawled in the middle of the room.
Ready to be killed.
Great. Jrmi, it is your turn.
I just want to heal the Chimera.
What?
I think that's probably the right
It's just such a noble creature. I just
Uh,
have
Just
to.
misunderstood, yeah.
I guess I'm gonna stay where I'm at and just try to shoot it with my hand crossbow.
Okay. Twink. Go for it.
19.
Yes. Give me damage.
8. Eat!
Oh, yeah. Good shot. It is looking particularly hurt. Where do you want to shoot it with your crossbow? It's like sprawled like a cat on its belly, right?
Well, the dragon got me before, so I kind
It
of
did.
like
Yeah.
kind of get him in his cheek.
Sure, yeah. It sticks in the mouth. Kind of can't quite open or close its mouth, right? Great. Unless you want to move, Jrmi, or have a bonus action, we are on to Theodûir.
I kind of want to try and like grab Moss's leash and like
Yeah,
start dragging him backwards.
that's
if I
that's
can.
perfect. So I'll say it is a bonus action to grab his leash, and then you can spend your move to move with him and pull him away.
Okay.
Okay, cool. He's like, "Rah, rah, rah," he wants to fight, but
But
is
the
horribly
bloodlust.
injured. Yeah. Okay, cool. We are on to Theodûir.
I want
to
to
do?
cast Witch Bolt.
Cool.
That is a 21.
Oh yeah. Give me that damage.
Yeah, I'll do this as a second level spell.
Cool. Great.
And then I'll just roll another 12. And then so that's 16
Nice.
damage.
Would you like to describe?
Woo!
Yeah. So it's like lying there all prone.
Like, oh yeah, tossed over, got shot in the mouth. Arrows
And
sticking out of
he's
it,
still
yeah.
holding the orb is still floating there, and it's like a floating flame. He like snaps his fingers, and it becomes a lightning bolt, and he just like
Cool.
grabs it and like throws
Oh, that's
it,
rad.
like Zeus
Yeah.
style, and it just like pierces him basically.
Awesome.
Because he dies,
You
it doesn't
see,
really like
again-
hold or whatever. It's just like this
Yeah.
dagger. Yeah.
Like Luke Skywalker style, you briefly see his skeleton, and then it goes back, right? Like, and it just goes limp and dies. As it dies, you see that its body kind of like starts to almost like crumble, kind of like dust, and it just sort of disappears into nothing. And the darker like circle of stone kind of starts to glow with like arcane runes around the sides of it, as though it's like ready to descend.
Ooh, boy.
Awesome. What do you guys
What
want
you
to do?
there?
Get
I'm
on
right
it.
in the middle of that elevator. You
guys all step into the center of the elevator. The runes kind of glow, and then it just slowly, silently, like slides down this elevator shaft and into darkness below. And that is where we will conclude for tonight.
Ooh.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks for listening to this first episode of the Junior Adventurers League podcast. But before we go, obviously, we have to recall what the Junior Adventurers League motto. 1, 2, 3. Party above all. Okay, if you're not watching, you can't be. We did do the arms, just so you know.
we did.
Say goodbye forever.
100% did the arms.
We 100% did.